Bless Squad, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce, here to bless y'all with another video today. And here we are talking about the step-by-step process of A to Z, how to analyze a stock, how to find the stock, how to get into the stock, and how to trade this thing right. So what I want to show you first is the first trade I took this week. It was this week, last week, during the election. It was basically during the election. I found this great company, CAR, and I made 20% on my money in this move, and I want to show you exactly what I did on how I made 20% on this move. So first off, how I found the thing. So I use this beautiful website called Finviz. If nobody's heard of it, here's the website here, Finviz. I highly recommend y'all use it for finding a lot of your scanning criteria on what stocks you're going to buy. So what I did, I went to Finviz, and I look for a certain criteria. So let's go to all, and we are going to pull up a couple of things I look for. I look for volume of over 300K. I am looking for the trend line to be trend line support, and I'm going to explain this all in a second. So what I'm looking for with the average volume, the reason why I have the average volume like that, because I want to make sure people are interested in buying this company. I don't want too volume where nobody's buying this, nobody's interested, the stock's not really moving. So I make sure I have it over 300K. The second thing I look for is the pattern. If you can see here on this chart, it's consistently bouncing. And that's exactly what I look for. I look for stocks that are bouncing, because you can buy these things low when they bounce off of these support levels here and here and stuff like that. You buy them off the support level and you can sell them into the resistance. So that's exactly what I look for on this trade. Trend line support. Next thing, just to narrow down, because we have 3,000 options, I was looking in between the $20 to $50 range. So it's going to narrow it down even more. It's going to get rid of the penny stocks. It's going to get rid of the very high cap stocks. And now we're left with 752 options. And the next thing I'm looking for is the volatility. And the reason why I want the volatility to be over, I'm going to put over 5%. The reason why is because I don't want stocks that are just moving 2% on the month, 1% on the month, 0.5% on the month. I want some stocks that are actually moving, that are actually going to make an impact in my account. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for on the month, you have to be moving over 5%. Preferably more than 5%, but minimum we're going to put 5%. So this scan right here is exactly how I found the CAR trade. So I'm not going to go through the list. It has 200 names. What I do is just go through, scan through the list. I'm looking for companies I like that are bouncing off of support levels. Very simple scan. You're going to find exactly what you need. But I did find CAR. Here it goes right here in this scan. And when I saw it, I bought this thing around, I saw it when it was around $30. And the reason why I like this is because you can see this trend line here. I have this beautiful trend line. It is also on Finviz. So if you're not too perfect at drawing trend lines, Finviz also has their own trend line that you can use to look at. They'll have their own pre-made trend line so you can see exactly what's going on. So here goes the trend line that Finviz has provided for you, and here goes the resistance levels and stuff like that. So for me, I use Finviz somewhat, but I'm pretty good at drawing my own trend line, so I like to draw my own as well. So what I saw from this play, it was bouncing off of this trend line. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just bouncing consistently. It's in this consistent wave pattern of bouncing off of this trend line and continuing upward. Also, it has these support levels here. It has the support level here. It has a support level here. So when I saw this thing around $30, I was like, okay, this is an interesting play. This is something that looks good. It could potentially bounce here. It has this trend that's moving in my direction. It looks like it's in a good buying opportunity. That's the first thing I look for these trades. Is it in a good buying opportunity on some trend lines where this thing could potentially bounce? The next thing I look for is some type of confirmation. So I want to see confirmation from a stock to prove to me that it's actually bouncing. I don't want to just buy anything just because it's on a support level or a trend line. I want to see some confirmation. I want to see some buyers come in and let me know, hey, we're interested in getting in. We see what you see. We want to get in as well with you. So I don't want to be the first one to the party, and I definitely don't want to be the last, but I want to be somewhat early, but not the first one there. You know, when you go to those parties when you're the first one there and the party didn't really happen yet, and it's like, what are you waiting for? What's going on here? And you don't know if the party's going to be good or not. You don't want to be that person. You want to be there when it's like some people trickling in. You're not first, but you're in there with the party a little bit, but you're not too early. The party didn't start yet. That's where you want to be in these type of trades. So what I was looking for, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I saw it bounce off of this support level. And I was like, okay, so we have some buyers interested in it. If you don't understand candlestick patterns, I'm going to link to a video up above if you don't understand what it means when buyers are coming into the trade. So I saw these candlestick patterns that showed me, okay, buyers are interested in this trade. So I was like, oh, okay. We have the nice trend. We have some party. The party is getting ready to start. It's getting ready to get hot. So let me see if potentially this looks good. So I don't want to get in just because I see party goers come in and people are coming into the club a little bit and it's just on the trend line. I don't want to get in just yet. The next thing I want to look for is, let's go to Google real quick. Go to Google. You want to look at CAR, stock forecast. So you want to look and see what analysts are thinking, what the fundamental investors are talking about. So the two websites I use a lot are CNN Money and I use Market Watch. The first thing that pops up is CNN Money, so let's click on that first. But you also want to get your information from a couple of other sources. The main two I use is Market Watch and CNN, and I also look at the CEO, what they have to say about the company. But first, let's look at CNN. Okay, so we have what it says here, we have six stock analysts that are looking at this company and say, okay, they like it. They like the company. And these are the professionals. They do this 24/7. I do it pretty consistently as well, but they've been in the game a long time and have an idea of what they're talking about. So let's read it here. The stock analysis, they have a forecast. The low for this thing, they're estimated at $32. That's what they're forecasting for the low to be. The high, they expect the high to be around $80. Is that right? No, $60. They have the high, it's not $80, $60. They have the high at being at $60. The medium target, the average target they have for this potential company is $38.50. Well, if you look at it, back when I bought it, this thing was at $30. So we know this is a good buy at 30. If stock analysis are saying, okay, it's the low, we're expecting the low to be at 32. So at worst, you buy at 30, you get up to 32. That's the worst they're projecting. The high they're projecting is 60. So with that, we know this is a potentially good buy. So we have our buyers coming in. We have our trend line support of interest. And then we also have our stock analysis and our CEO talking very positively about this company and saying that potentially this thing could move. That is our stock catalyst. So yeah, that's what I look for on this trade. That's what I saw. And as soon as that happened, I was able to buy
Jameson Black Barrel, a rich, smooth taste, making moments shared even better.
That shows you now. One thing about this website, they have a lot of ads on Finviz, so you just gotta watch out for those. But it's free, so you get what you pay for. It's free. It's a good website, but they do have a lot of ads. So that's what that was. So with all that knowledge, I was able to say, okay, it's at a good price. Let me get in, hop in here. And as soon, if y'all are following, if y'all are keeping up with American news, we had a new president and we had the Pfizer report that came out that said some great news about the vaccine. So I was able to get in at 30, and I was able to sell at $41.45 at the high. And that was potentially like 20% move, if I remember right. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. This was a potential, about 20% move on my money, because I was able to analyze the good support levels, the trend line, and look at exactly what this thing was potentially going to go. So what we want to do, I made money, so let's see if we can do it again. So I want to show you step by step exactly what I'm doing for a brand new company for potential the next week and the week after that, to see if I can repeat the process again. So I'm going to walk you through again. This is what we do. We go to FinViz. We go to FinViz. And the company, I use the same exact scanner. I already have the company up that I was looking for. And the new company is LOVE. And I found this company the same way I found CAR. It was bouncing off the support level. And I used this scan here, and I just went through the charts and found something that was of interest to me. So I was looking through the charts, and I found this company LOVE. And as you can see, this looks interesting. It's bouncing. So let's pull it up on Thinkorswim to see what it looks like. Okay, so here we have LOVE. So as we can see, we have another trend line. Let me draw it here for you. As you can see, it's been bouncing off of this $23 level. The same way CAR was bouncing off of their trend line, this is also bouncing off of a trend line. This is a little bit different, but it's the same concept, how it's bouncing off of this trend line. So we have this trend line of interest we're looking at. It's bounced here once, it's bounced here once, and we have another potential bounce coming. So we're going to do the same thing we did with CAR. We are going to look for confirmation. Do we have buyers stepping in? Again, we do not want to be the first to the party. If the party starts at 7 o'clock, we don't want to get there at 7 o'clock. We want to get there at 8, feel it out a little bit. Are people coming into the party? Are they there? We don't want to be the only ones at the party. If we're the only ones at the party, we have a problem. So we want to make sure we have some buyers coming in. If you look at the candlestick chart, candlestick pattern here, we have what is called a bullish doji. If anybody knows, has studied the candlestick charts, I'm going to have a video out. This is called a bullish doji, and it pushed above the support level, bounced off the support level, and is showing that buyers are stepping up. They are coming in. So that is good confirmation to us to let us know, okay, buyers are interested. We have our trend line, and we have our bullish indicator that people are coming into the party. So next, the same thing we did with CAR. We want to go on Google. Let me close all these up and type in the stock forecaster. So I already did it here. LOVE, aka Lovesac company. We have 7 analysis talking about this company, and they're saying, okay, the low we're expecting is $32. The high we're expecting is $44, and the medium average price we're expecting for this company, the forecast, is $40. So the median price they're expecting is a 49% increase. I don't know if that's perfect. 49% increase. But yeah, regardless, the forecast they're expecting for this thing is a lot higher than the price we see it at, because we see it at $26 currently. So with all this information, we have our stock analysis looking at it, and they look bullish on the stock. We have our trend line, that is where we have a previous bounce pattern going on. So historically, this thing has bounced off of this level. And 3, we also have our confirmation. We have our buyers stepping in right here due to our candlestick patterns. So with this information, we know there's a high probability that this thing is going to move in our favor and it's going to be bullish. We're not late to the party. We're perfectly at the time of arrival, and we are ready to enter this stock potentially. So what you want to do with this, we don't know exactly if we're going to be right. We have an idea, we have a hunch, we have indicators in our favor that this stock is going to move correctly the way we want it to, but we never know. Anything can happen in this market. Trump can tweet something, Biden can lose the election, China can start a war with us. Anything can go wrong where the stock does not go in our favor. So what we want to do is place our risk. We want to have a risk percentage here. So where would be the ideal place to put our risk? We want to put our risk somewhere where it proves to us that the stock is that we're wrong. We're wrong about the company. We're wrong, and we need to get out. Where that would be is right here, under this support level. Because if it gets below the support level, we know we are wrong about the stock, and we just need to get out and take our loss. So that would be around $22.75. Okay, where would our target be? Where would be a good target for us to exit? A good target, based on the trends of the stock, the historic data we have here, it has broken at the high of day of $37.93. So that would be our potential target. For me, I don't want to sell out into the tippy top because I may not get it. So I try to bring it down a little bit and not get sold perfectly at the top, because it might not make it. It may closely get there, but it might not perfectly hit it. So for me, let's get in. Let's have a target price of $36. Due to the how the trend is performing, it comes down and it goes up to 37, comes down, goes up to 37. So we're potentially betting on a move where it goes back up to $37, and we're going to sell it closer, not perfectly, a little below 37 at $36. That will be our price target. The current price of this stock right now is $26.65. So that will be our entry price. That's where the stock is currently trading at right now. This is the weekend right now, so market's closed, but when the market opens Monday morning, it will be trading about $26.65. So that would be our entry point. So with all this information, with our technical analysis, with us analyzing CNN, the stock analysis, and looking at the CEO's outlook on the company, we have a good potential trade set up here, a potential strategy where we know where we're going to enter, where we're going to exit. So what we want to do now is put some risk around it. How much are we going to buy of this company? What do you think? Are we going to put our whole account in? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to put our whole account in. If you have, I'm going to put a sample in. If you have $1,000 account, you do not want to throw $1,000 into this trade. You do not want to put your whole portfolio into this trade because you might be wrong. So what you want to do, I have a position calculator for us today. So this is the symbol LOVE. So with a $1,000 account, potential $1,000 account, this is a hypothetical. Let's say for me, I always put my risk percentage at 2%. You can make it you can make yours 1%. You can make yours 0.5%. You can make yours 10%. But what I ask you to do is whatever you create your risk percentage to be, you must keep it the same for every single trade. Because if you win one trade and you have a risk percentage of 2%, and then you take a second trade where your risk percentage is 10% and you lose, you're now down 10%. You've only made a winner of 2%, and that's a problem. You need to make sure it's consistent, so your wins are consistent and your losses are consistent. That's how you make money in this game. Your risk must be consistent, because you cannot go all over the place and just be betting size and big, size small. That's how you ruin your account. Your risk percentage must stay locked. Once you decide on a risk percentage, it must stay there for the next 10, 20, 30, 100 trades. It needs to stay there, or your percentages, the way the numbers work, is not going to work out. So for me, mine is 2%. I recommend y'all do about 2%. It's a good number, a good rule of thumb. A lot of people like 2% as a number for a risk percentage. So with $1,000 account, it's asking for our entry price. So we already determined our entry price due to where the stock is currently trading. It is $26.65. So 26, I'm going to put that in, 65 cents. And stop price we determined. That is based on where we are taking our exit if we are wrong, because due to the trend, the current trend, we are betting if it gets below this trend, we are wrong. So that would be $22.75. 22.75 cents. So what we want to do is hit the calculate button. And I have the results already here. I already put it in. I already had everything lined up for y'all for this video. So the total risk that we are going to be putting on this trade is $20. And the reason why it's $20 because $1,000, 2% of $1,000 is 20 bucks. So that was our total risk. And to risk $20 from $26 to $22, the maximum position value we can have is $133.25, because if this stock goes down to $22, we will be losing $20 on the trade. So the maximum amount of shares we can buy are 5 shares. We can only buy 5 shares because if we lose, we lose $20. So that's how you determine how many shares you're going to buy for the trade. So let's see how much we are potentially going to make on this trade. So our potential, where we had our target price, is at $36. So this one is at I already did the calculation on this, is going to be $9.41 per share that we're going to make. And if you multiply that by 5, it's $47.05 that we are going to make potentially on this trade. So you have to ask the question, is that a good risk to reward? If you're risking $20 to make $47.05, is that a good risk to reward number? And the answer to that question is yes. If somebody gives you $100, if you're betting this every single time, 20 to 50 every single time, it's a good bet. As a good bet, it's a 2-to-1 ratio on this trade. So my computer is about to die, so I'm gonna have to finish this video up. But that is about what I'm doing. So that is what I'm looking at for next week. This is the potential trade I am looking at to take. We will see how this trade goes. If I'm wrong, I'm going to get stopped out at $22. If I'm right, I'm looking for a target around $36. But that's going to wrap it up for today. That is how the step-by-step approach I take to swing trading in the market. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section down below. And if you have any, want to chop it up with me, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm mainly on Instagram. I try to respond to as many DMs as I can if y'all have questions. But if it's like a big question, I'm going to try to make a video about it. But that is how I swing trade the market. And that is going to wrap it up for today. It's been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed. And I'm see y'all next time on Blessed to Invest.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed. Everything about a nigga blessed.